Uh, Ever wonder what happens to a supervillain after they've been frozen? We've all seen the tropes, but what if being locked in ice isn't the end, but a strategic pause? In the world of the boys, Soldier Boy's chilly fate has sparked a fascinating theory, one that could reignite a terrifying partnership. Uh, and like Jensen Ackles' portrayal of Soldier Boy quickly made him a fan favorite despite his deeply flawed nature. Once Vought's golden boy, he was discarded during the Cold War, um, subjected to experiments, and ultimately cryogenically frozen. But freezing him once or even twice clearly wasn't enough to keep him down. Um, his last encounter with Homelander ended with another trip to the icebox. But a story this compelling rarely ends so neatly. It feels incomplete, especially considering the potential for a villainous reunion with a character many believe to be gone for good. The focus is shifting to the past with the upcoming prequel. But what if the seeds of the future are being sown in that very timeline? What if the key to Soldier Boy's return isn't a technological breakthrough, but a familiar, sinister face? Um, the theory centers around Stormfront. Uh, and despite her apparent demise, uh, hints throughout season 5 suggest she might still be alive. Um, the emphasis on her character, even after her supposed death, feels deliberate. Um, could this be a subtle setup for a larger narrative? Uh, Homelander and Vought have a history of deception. Uh, the only confirmation of Stormfront's death comes from these unreliable sources. And um, this raises the question, uh, could her suicide have been a carefully orchestrated deception, allowing Vought to secretly work on her recovery? Uh, Consider this: Stormfront is an opportunist. C, age, and C, you changed. She's calculating and driven by extreme ideologies. Why would she remain inactive when chaos reigns? Homelander's death would create the perfect power vacuum for her to exploit. And perhaps she waited for Homelander's fall, knowing he'd see her as a liability while injured. And she's not one to be underestimated. It was a patient Stormfront. Pulling the strings from the shadows is far more dangerous than an openly confrontational one. But why revive Soldier Boy specifically? And the answer lies in their connection. They share a similar worldview, a ruthless disregard for human life, and a shared history. Stormfront likely sees Soldier Boy as a valuable asset, a partner in her quest for power. Their reunion wouldn't just be a continuation of their past relationship, it would be a strategic alliance. Together, they could become an unstoppable force, a terrifying new threat to the world. It's a chilling prospect, but one that feels increasingly likely that with introducing a new generation of heroes, the stage is set for a thrilling showdown. Resurrected Soldier Boy, guided by Stormfront's cunning, would provide the perfect antagonist for this new era, and it would possibly sound similar to that and say it was amazingly complex problem, and they might want to avoid repetition or explore new characters. Um, but the idea of Stormfront reviving Soldier Boy feels too logical, too compelling to ignore. It's a twist that would satisfy fans, elevate the stakes, and set the stage for a truly epic battle between good and evil. And let's be honest, after everything that's happened, a little bit of chaos is exactly what we need. It's a bit like, finding out your grandma is a supervillain, right? So, you're shocked, but secretly you always suspected that something was up. And the side and fear in that part. So buckle up, because the future of the boys is about to get a whole lot more interesting. Um, with that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.